Hi, everybody. It's Christine with Revive and Pia, and I have your Monday motivation message for you. I thought it'd be fun to try a little flip game. So sometimes we get really judgy. Do you ever find that? Maybe like road rage, or we see somebody walking down the street that's, I don't know, doing something we don't like, and we start judging people. We can be a very judgy society. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to try flipping judgment into compassion. So, for an example, you're riding, in your car and somebody cuts you off, drives erratically, and, your first thought is all of these swear words and they're just an idiot. You start judging who they are and, where they're going, just everything about what they're doing wrong. Instead of judging them for that, right? What if we try to flip it to compassion and we make up a story? Doesn't matter if it's true, but just to have compassion. Maybe, they're having a really bad day, or maybe their wife's in labor and has to get through, and they're, in the huge rush, or their parent is dying in the hospital and they have to make it in the next 10 minutes or else they're not going to get to see their last breath. Or, they have just obviously had a way worse day than you have. And it's more important for them to reach this goal quicker than you, right? So if you can start thinking compassionately towards that person and putting, together whatever story it takes to make you feel like they're human again, right? We dehumanize people, we judge them, we automatically, think that our stories are more important, that we never make mistakes, right? Like we are never a bad driver, right? We're always in the right, which isn't true, right? So sometimes we are that person that cuts someone off, or that somebody is sitting in judgment of us. And the nice thing is with that, we might never know, right? Other than a honk, we don't know what's going through their head. But what we can control is what we think about others. And I think that we are just way too judgmental of a society. We're always, sizing people up, checking out what they're wearing, what they should be doing, why aren't they at work? What are they doing out this time of day? Like we're just always commenting on other people's lives and other people's business, right? So if we are going to take that approach to notice other people and what they're doing, let's really try to flip the narrative and just start to be more compassionate and realize, you don't walk a straight line all the time. You're not always perfect. That saying, those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. So think, how can you be compassionate towards them? How can you think, maybe this is just an off day? Maybe they don't normally do that. And it just, I don't know, for me, it just makes me feel a little more relaxed. Any type of anxiety or stress that was surrounding that incident that, made me upset, or any kind of judgment that I may have passed on somebody, all of a sudden I take a step back and I feel like, you know what? They're human. They're allowed to make mistakes. They're allowed to have things that maybe are really important to them. And I don't know their story. So I have a choice to create a negative story about them and act like they're really terrible, selfish human beings, or I can create a positive story about them and think, you know what, they're probably a really nice, good person, and they've just got something that's really important. And you know what, I'm actually going to wish them well. I hope they make it to that destination in time. I hope that they, that I can put some love and light into the situation and wish them the best. And then that energy is what I'm throwing out there. Hopefully that's going to cycle around and come back at me as well, right? So we always have choices to make, and I just challenge you to maybe sometimes stop when you're making a judgment on somebody else, especially when you don't know their story, and turn it into some compassion and see how that feels. Because not only will, that energy, like I said, cycle back to you, but just in the moment, it should really help your stress levels, and then you won't take things so personally. Probably wasn't anything personal towards you, but we just get our back up. So from my heart to yours, I hope you find those moments to flip the switch and turn that judgment into some compassion. See how it works. I hope that it works for you, and I hope it comes back to you twofold. Take care, everybody.